Every few years, it's time to haul Delos out of the water and give her a coat of fresh bottom paint. The last time we painted Delos' bottom was in Malaysia, way back in 2015. Since then, we've sailed over 25,000 nautical miles and crossed 2 oceans in the process. The little bit of paint still clinging on has completely lost its anti-fouling capabilities, which means we need to regularly scrape the hull. Now this is what our bottom looks like after only 3 weeks in the tropical waters of Grenada. We can easily lose a knot or two of boat speed. A fresh coat of paint will mean less scraping and help Delos to slip through the water even easier. This will be my 4th time painting her bottom, and each of the previous times I used standard anti-fouling. I've tried hard, semi-ablative, and fully ablative paints, all with varying degrees of success, and none of them are perfect. This time I wanted to try something different, something that would last more than a year or 2, and most importantly, something that wouldn't leach metals, plastics, or toxic chemicals into the ocean. All right, let's get started.
So we're basically trying to figure out how much surface area the bottom has to order how much paint. How many gallons do we need? 3.75?
Our measurements came out to 66 square meters. Measuring works, but you can also use this handy formula to estimate. If you work this out for Delos, it comes out to 709 square feet, so pretty close to our measured value.
Today is day 1 in the mission to get Delos' bottom repainted, and it's been like 4 years since we've done it last, so it's gone down so far from us cleaning it, it's almost to the gel coat. So today we're gonna have the guys sandblast everything back down to the gel coat.
Johnny, the man.
It's all good?
How are you today, man?
Good.
Having a good morning so far.
Yeah. Couldn't be any better.
Oh yeah? So what's the plan?
Gonna get you blasted today.
Cool, that's good news.
Before they sandblast, our mission for the morning is to raise our bootstrap because we've put so much shit on Delos the past years that if you can see, the back water line goes all the way up, whereas the front does not. So it looks like the stern is constantly sinking into the water.
6 centimeters.
So the bottom of the bootstrap will be here now.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. What happened, brother?
Oh man, the ladder was up against the hole, like right at the concave. We were taping the water line and it slid out from under me. I think some rocks came loose and then it slid. I fell from, I don't know, maybe 2 meters or something, but
Get some ice on there.
all my weight went right down onto my heel. And there's like a weird clicking sound. I don't think it's broken though, because I can move it.
Yeah. So let's ice it up.
Yeah.
Not move it too much. I'm gonna go eat.
Well, that sucks. Can't do much more today, so I'm gonna head back to the boat that we're staying on and probably just do some editing and keep my foot up because I can't even stand on it and it's useless me being here right now.
We're making preparations to do a dustless blasting on your boat bottom.
Is it really dustless or is that bullshit? It's kind of dustless.
It has a little dust.
A little
But
dust.
it's not as how it would be if it's dry sanded.
Oh, okay. So what do? We have this big ass machine over here. Is that an air compressor?
That's an air compressor.
And then you put for sand and also water too?
Yeah, sand and water.
And then you just go to hell on the hull with sand.
Yeah.
And you'll get all the way through the paints?
All the way through the paint.
And
all
through the
way
primer down to
coat.
the gel coat. And then it just stops there. The sand doesn't penetrate the gel coat.
No.
Cool. How long do you think it'll take?
I wouldn't know until I've started.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your guess?
Probably 8 hours.
Think you're finished today?
We'll try.
Yeah? That's a long day, man.
We'll try.
All right, cool. Usually we do a quick rough sand and slap on a new layer of paint. But over the years, the old layers have built up and it's no longer adhering well. This time we decided to go all the way back to the gel coat and start with a fresh layer of primer. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
I've sanded a bottom before by hand and it sucks. It takes days and days of sweaty hard labor, and in the end, you'll swear to never do it again. So here we are, and it was money well spent.
So today we got a shipment in from Texas. Went to FedEx and picked up a new anchor.
What did we hear, amigo?
Well, we've got ourselves a new 48 kilo anchor. These things are like the best in the market for they just don't drag. It's time for an upgrade for Delos' anchor.
Our old anchor is a stainless modified CQR type and has served us well, but is trouble setting in hard pack bottom conditions. The new Mantis anchor is a beast and should set like crazy.
Drop the old anchor down, get all the chain out of the chain locker, and end friend it.
We have 100 meters of chain on Delos, so just over 300 feet. And most of the time, we only use the first 150 feet, which means that half of it is dragging on the bottom, while the other half just sits in the chain locker. Every so often, we like to end for end the chain so that the galvanization wears evenly.
So we'll put the bad end first into the chain locker.
We also spliced an additional 20 meters of road onto the chain, which gives us a bit more scope, but even more importantly, allows us to cut the anchor away should we need to get away quickly in an emergency.
And then we'll try and figure out a way to mount this new anchor.
Beast.
The moment of truth to see how it sits on the bow.
All right, go Blue Zone.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
It's dangerous. She's working hard.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're pulling up Brady too. Nice.
Yeah. Move. Keep going. Keep going.
Ah. Okay, and stop.
Whoa,
Oh shit, I think it fits pretty good.
I did it!
Ah, cool.
I thought so too, man.
I thought it was gonna hit. So we're getting there. I think we're gonna be priming today. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wash the hull with water and soap. And I talked to the guys in the yard who do this all the time. They said to use laundry detergent for clothes. Oh, look at Carol.
Get out of here, Carol!
Oops. Stop fooling around.
Anyways, yeah. And then we gotta get it dry, and we have to put denatured alcohol and clean it with towels all over the hull.
Okay.
Before we put the primer on, we have to wipe everything with denatured alcohol, which just gets rid of any leftover grease or dust or anything that won't make the paint stick.
And then it's raining, so we may have to do a rain delay. I'm not sure. We can definitely clean in the rain though.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yes. It's nice that we can just walk over from the boat. It's like literally a 20-second commute.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit dangerous actually. But I'll tell you a lot of good stuff here. Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
They had two at the store here. One was the Interlux Interprotect 2000E. The other one was the Seahawk Tough Stuff. And we talked to the paint manufacturer for the bottom paint that we're using. And he said that this one worked just fine. It'll give us good protection from osmosis and blisters on the bottom. And it'll seal up the gel coat real good. Oh shit. That's my stirring stick.
DIY paint mixer. There, scissors backwards in the drill. Oh, it's pretty damn good.
It's like a butcher.
Okay, everybody suit up, masks on, there you go. Oh, that's so cool. Here comes the rain. We're getting there. We got the first coat of epoxy primer, the barrier coat on yesterday. We're gonna do 3 coats in total. We're gonna go with a white coat on top of this one, and then another gray coat on top of this, and that should seal it. The primer we're using serves 2 purposes. First off, it seals the bottom and prevents moisture from penetrating the gel coat, which could cause osmosis and blisters. Secondly, it gives whatever bottom paint you choose a good surface to adhere to. You get the honor of finishing the last patch of coat 3. Get it.
And it's the most satisfying.
It's the most satisfying. Look at that.
Here we go.
How does that feel?
Here we go.
Oh. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Climax.
Yes. High five, man. Yeah.
That was a push the last few days.
Man, 3 coats.
So sweaty.
So good though, huh?
Yeah, feels good out of that.
Almost there. How's it, Kaza?
Good. I think this is done.
3 coats, huh? Bam.
Woo! Awesome. Some of you guys might know we've changed to induction stove because our lithium batteries are pumping out so much good power now. We can actually use an induction stove, but the oven has been a little bit of a question mark, and we have now bought a toaster oven.
It's basically a small electric air convection oven, which I think is going to be really cool. Takes, what, 1,300 watts, Rudy?
1,300 watts.
So it's less than the stove even. We're going to try and find a way to mount it onto the gimbal so that it sits under the stove, and so Karen can make her sweetest chocolate cakes without them overflowing while we're sailing.
To attach arms at the kind of 4 corners of this top bit that go down, and then go underneath this, so it just hangs underneath all of that, and then it gimbals together as one solid swinging chair.
So we've taken all the proper measurements, and now we're just kind of bending these long pieces and cutting them to the right size.
Our metal pieces are all bent up. The only thing is they only had like mild steel, which is not corrosion resistant. So we're just gonna put a quick layer of chrome aluminum is the color of choice, because that'll look pretty flashy, I think. And we'll be ready to mount it and see what's up.
So we tighten up some screws, put some more screws in, put some padding in so it doesn't rattle. Look at that thing. My vote? I said that it's good enough.
Yes!
It's working!
High five!
Okay.
What are you up to now, brother?
Today is step 22 or something on the bottom, and we're gonna do the boot stripe today.
Tape looks good.
Semi-squiggly.
Fire red, huh? Yeah, sweet time.
And now it's time for the satisfying part of removing the tape. Oh, that's a clean line.
Did you learn anything about painting a boot stripe?
Yeah, I think we learned quite a lot. I think we've done the measuring job really well. Like, it doesn't look too uneven. But I think the hard part is actually the taping. We should have done a better job really taping it down, and probably put 2 tapes over each other, because the paint became so thick on top that it's like hard to get it off. And then also to not leave the tape for too long up there. So to like tape it, paint it straight away, and then as soon as it's dry, take it down, because now the glue of the tape is like kind of melted because of the heat and everything, so it's like super hard to get off. And when you then need to use like a little tool, the surface becomes uneven. So we have decided to not just do one stripe on the boot stripe, but to do 2 stripes, one red and one white. So me and Brian just kind of taped it all last night, and my first thing this morning is task number 1, paint the white. So it's actually quite fun. Today we are also doing some gel coating. Brian is re-gel coating the front and I just did a back step.
Okay, looking good, Kaza.
You think thicker than that a little bit, huh?
5 centimeters gap between the bottom and the hood. Today is a upgrade Maggie kind of day, and we're gonna be adding a tow bar. So much wakeboarding, and now that we have our foil board, it's so nice to be able to tow behind Maggie. We always tow from down here low, and with a foil board, that's especially a problem because you're up out of the air. So we had this thing welded up, and we're going to drill some holes in here.
And we also decided to get some mounts made to get the stand-up paddleboards on the side of the boat so they're not clogging this deck area right here. So me and Brady got these going the other day. So now we have all this clear deck space, and we just put 2 of these. Oh, hello. on here, capped them off, and put a little padding on there. So pretty good.
So much space here.
I know.
It's like a dance party.
So much room for activities.
So for the racks that go on the outside, it was like almost $200 US.
No way.
Yeah, and we found those little things in the scrap metal behind the yard. 25 EC he sold them to me, so for like $10.
$10 plus padding was like 40 EC and some zip ties.
We were in for about $30.
Sweet.
Said and done.
High five. High five.
I've decided to start the next project, which is finding out why the rudder is leaking. There's apparently a nylon nut on the top that can be tightened. I got the special tool sent in from Amel, and I also got new packing material to seal the rudder up. I got to get all this apart. We'll go from there. This quadrant is really stuck on here. I've been sort of beating it with the hammer and alternating using the gear puller and WD-40. It's kind of moving a little bit, but what I've got to do is, it's just never been out ever. So it's all corroded. So this is the corrosion that was just seizing that on there. It's been on there for what, almost 19 years. So I've got to get this nylon nut out of there, and then under that should be the packing material, I think. So we'll get this cleaned up. Turns out the packing is really packed in here. It's quite tough to get out. There are 3 layers of packing material, and the idea is to offset them 120 degrees so that the gaps are evenly spaced in the center of an uncut piece. When the packing's compressed, it makes a watertight seal on the rudder shaft. All right, I got the quadrant all cleaned up and painted the other day. All the rust is gone. And now it's time to see if I can get it all together again. The last thing I have to do is test to make sure that there's good continuity, because our sacrificial zincs are on the rudder. So if there's not a good connection between the bonding system and the zincs, we could get electrolysis. And 0 ohms, which means that we have a good connection. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. Call that one done and done. The big question is, how do we paint the squares where the mounts are currently? So these guys right here, because we were able to get the primer on and all the painting done except for this. This is the hurricane cradle. which we had put on while we were back home visiting family. And now we're back, and so here's what we do is the hurricane cradle gets removed. These stands get put in its place. The weight of the boat is still resting on the same place on the keel. And so these guys are here taking the entire thing apart, carrying it away, and then when this goes away, this will go, and then we'll leave these in its place, and then we'll paint the squares.
Me and Blue did some art on the keel. And then they said it was okay to put this sticker on too, so we're gonna try it.
This is the final step before we spray our Seacoat VX10 silicone-based hard paint on the bottom. We've got 3 coats of primer on, and then we're going to use an airless spray gun and learn how to use it first, and then spray the entire hull. And the idea is to have a glass smooth finish.
We wanted to try a different type of bottom paint this time around, but at this point, you could pretty much apply any kind of paint you choose. Looking pretty serious there, bro.
This is it, man. This is what it's all come down to.
Look at this thing. The paint we chose works by being slippery, which makes it difficult for things to stick to the hull. It doesn't release chemicals or metals into the ocean, and it relies on speed through the water to stay clean. And if all goes well, it should last for at least 8 years. We're hoping that this, in combination with the ultrasonic anti-fouling system, will provide a good, eco-friendly anti-fouling solution.
Yeah?
It's shiny.
What do you think?
One of the most interesting bottom paint jobs. No, it's the most interesting bottom paint I've ever done. Like, we normally just slop on the regular black biocide, but this is, you know, some kind of a crazy ultra smooth coating that doesn't let. We're turning Delos into a Teflon frying pan, I think. It's gonna be real slippery.
It's a big risk, because if it doesn't work, it's a lot of work to go back to the original stuff.
Whoa, look at those moves.
I learned from the best.
He's got moves.
Just all the way.
Yeah.
Did it.
Is that it?
Did it, bro.
Nice. 2 gallons?
2 gallons.
2 coats, 2 gallons?
Yeah.
Look at how shiny this thing is. It's like shimmering.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Johnny.
We're gonna grease up the prop. It's got these grease zerk fittings on the side. Got my waterproof lithium greasing watch right here. It'll start to force like water and shit out.
Oh, there it comes. Look at all that grease.
So that's the old grease it's forcing out, which is a good sign. The new grease is white. Okay, that's
Smooth.
smooth.
The time has come.
Today is move-in day. We're headed to Delos and everything's done as far as we can do to put her in the water.
We get to go home today.
Yes!
Yay!
It's only been 5 months of backpacks and flights and beds and couches and all the way beds and sleeping bags and
We're ready.
No more.
no more. Excited. It's always a little interesting procedure. Everybody does it a little bit differently. These guys use like this small little flatbed truck because they pack them in so tight together, and then it goes in the travel lift. They know what they're doing, so it's cool.
awesome. The bottom's so shiny and slippery that you can see the reflection of these guys in the bottom. It's pretty funny, actually. How are you feeling about that?
It's good. I always feel a bit like it's a lot of stuff going on right before it happens, you know? It's like, go, 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 go! We have to get down the ladder, and it's always a bit like hectic, but it feels really good. We're ready. We're super ready.
We're this close.
Close. And I'm just happy.
Always nervous. Scary. It's a lot of weight sitting in that thing, and the bottom of Delos is super smooth. I don't know, man. It's always just crazy machinery and a lot can go wrong. But besides that, I'm really excited to sleep at home tonight.
Yay! Wake up and jump in the water.
Yeah. Just making sure that the transducer we put back in, that it's not leaking and there's no water coming in. No, we're good. No water.
What are you checking down there, Brad?
I need to open up the through hole, get water into the engine, and then we need to start up the beast, make sure she's running all right. All clean and smelling good down here.
Don't get too used to it.
Moment of truth. We're going to start the engine up.
Ready?
Starter's not even kicking over, is it?
No.
But the fact that the fan turns on, the battery's good.
So what's the plan then?
I'm gonna open up the battery compartment so that at the starter engine side, it's reading only 6 volts.
We've got 13.2, which is good. On this side of the switch, we've got 13.2. On this side of the switch, we've got 6. And if you look at the other bottom, this is 27, and the other side is 27, so it's only the 12 volt side. So I'm wondering if this contact inside this switch has gone bad, or maybe it wasn't fully engaged or something.
Maybe it was like halfway.
All right, well, let's try that. There she goes. Switch, man.
Weird.
And here I was tripping on my wiring. Feels so good to be back on the water. We're gonna find a little anchorage and we're just gonna chill.
First time using the new Mantis.
Yeah, I hope we tied it on good. She's heavy.
Going down. Good morning. What a calming way to wake up. It makes me feel really happy to be home. And this is what I've been missing about living on the water, is waking up in the morning and just being able to poke my head out and watch the sunrise. And it doesn't get much better than that, in my opinion. It's something that's small but simple and adds so much quality to life. So it feels really nice to be back. Look at this happy little grub. How happy are you to be sleeping in your own bed?
I'm so comfy.
Making coffee in your own home again.
Yeah, everything's just as it should be. We got bagels, the stove and oven are working good. Just stoked to start the season. I'm ready to start sailing, and Drenched is coming in what, 2 days? And then we're gonna take off, and we have no idea where we're gonna go. But we're just gonna see what the weather's like and then sort of make a plan from there.
Sweet.
Okay.
Are you rolling? All right, I am just putting together the second video in our haul out series, which covers the bottom paint, the experimental bottom paint that we did. And if you remember the last video, we did a whole lot of work. That was about $25,000 in labor for a total project cost of $31,182. But what I've done is I have put together the numbers just for the bottom paint here. And if you look at the numbers, the sandblasting, which saved us so much time and labor, that came out to $1,584. We spent $440 on miscellaneous supplies, so that would be like sandpaper, rollers, coveralls, like the paint for the boot stripe, things like that, $440. The primer is actually quite expensive, so that was $1,483 for 9 gallons of primer, because remember we did 3 coats of primer to seal the bottom. The rental for the airless sprayer was actually quite cheap. It was only $60. I think maybe the yard didn't charge us so much for that because it was the first time they used it and they didn't really know how to do it either, so we kind of figured it out together. And then the bottom paint that we used, the Seacoat VX10, which we're trying out, we only had to use 2 gallons of that because we sprayed it on with the airless sprayer. That's $360 a gallon for a total of $720. So all the sandblasting and the miscellaneous supplies and the primer and all that stuff, that came to $4,288. I counted our labor for mostly doing the bottom. That came out to 135 hours of Delos crew labor. We did it over a period of about 8 days, and we worked pretty solidly. So all in all, at an average rate of $30 per hour here in Grenada, by doing it ourselves, we saved ourselves $4,050, which is super cool. It was a heck of a lot of work, but also very, very, very fulfilling. So the total project cost, I think, if you were to do this on your own, would be about $8,000, but we saved $4,000 by doing all the heavy lifting ourselves. It's a really interesting bottom paint. I'm excited to see how it works out using something that's environmentally friendly, meaning it has no toxins, no metals leaching into the ocean, nothing like that. So the next video that I'm going to work in now that we've been back in the water for a little while is going to be how that's working out for us. We have installed the ultrasonic system from Sonihull, and we have some results, and I'll be showing those in an upcoming video. So be sure to stay tuned, and thanks for watching. If you like these types of videos, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
That is your mustache. Look at this guy.
Sun cream.
Is that breakfast or what?
Sun cream.
Oh, look at that.
Piggy. Crazy piggy.
How are you gonna meet Karen with?
Crazy piggy.
Hey, Mr. Ray.
It could be on 1,000 Ways to Die or something.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Look at that.
Like it? I like it a lot.